Guisin. In Korean folklore, Guisin is one of the most feared ghosts. She is the restless spirit of someone who died with unresolved emotions, wandering silently between the living world and the afterlife. Guisin are usually portrayed as pale women wearing traditional white hanbok, the color associated with death and mourning in Korea. Their long hair often hangs forward, hiding their expressionless faces. Many legends say Guisin remain in the human world because they died suddenly, unfairly, or with deep resentment. Their souls cannot move on until their sorrow or anger is resolved. People often describe Guisin appearing late at night, standing silently in dark hallways, abandoned houses, or empty roads. They rarely speak, but their presence fills the air with fear. Unlike aggressive monsters, Guisin usually move slowly and quietly. Yet the unsettling silence, combined with their unnatural stillness, often makes witnesses feel overwhelming dread and helplessness. Some stories say Guisin can appear in reflections or distant shadows before vanishing completely. Witnesses often realize too late that the figure they saw was never alive. In Korean horror films and dramas, Guisin often haunt schools, hospitals, or abandoned buildings. These places symbolize unfinished stories where memories linger and restless spirits continue wandering. Despite their frightening appearance, Guisin are sometimes portrayed as tragic figures. Their stories often revealed betrayal, loneliness, or injustice that prevented them from finding peace. Because of these legends, many Koreans believe certain places can become spiritually heavy. Locals sometimes avoid areas where Guisin sightings or unexplained events are frequently reported. Today, Guisin remain one of the most iconic spirits in Korean horror culture, appearing in films, dramas, and ghost stories that continue haunting audiences across generations. Cheonyo Guisin. In Korean folklore, Cheonyo Guisin is the ghost of a woman who died before marriage. Her spirit is believed to wander the world, burdened by unfulfilled traditions and unresolved life. In traditional Korean culture, marriage was considered an important life milestone. When a young woman died before experiencing it, people believed her spirit could not peacefully enter the afterlife. Because of this belief, Cheonyo Guisin is often portrayed wearing white mourning clothes and long, loose hair, silently wandering abandoned buildings, school corridors, or forgotten countryside houses. Unlike violent spirits, Cheonyo Guisin rarely attacks. Instead, witnesses describe her standing motionless in the distance, watching quietly, creating a chilling feeling of sadness and unease. Many Korean ghost stories say she appears in schools late at night. Empty classrooms, dim staircases, and silent hallways become places where her lonely spirit may appear unexpectedly. People claim that Cheonyo Guisin often appears during quiet hours when the world is still. Her presence is usually noticed through a cold wind, faint footsteps, or distant movement. Some legends describe her standing near staircases or long hallways, appearing for a brief moment before fading slowly into darkness, leaving witnesses unsure of what they saw. Despite her frightening appearance, many stories portray Cheonyo Guisin as a tragic spirit. She represents loneliness, unfinished life, and the deep sadness of dreams never fulfilled. Because of these legends, many Koreans believe abandoned schools and old houses in Korea are often rumored to be haunted. Locals sometimes avoid them at night, fearing an encounter with her silent figure. Today, Cheonyo Guisin remains one of the most recognizable spirits in Korean horror culture, appearing in films, dramas, and ghost stories that continue haunting audiences across generations.
Dalgyal Guishin. In Korean urban legends, Dalgyal Guishin is a mysterious ghost known for its terrifying appearance. Unlike other spirits, its face is completely blank, smooth and empty, resembling the surface of an egg. The name Dalgyal Guishin literally means egg ghost. The word Dalgyal means egg, describing the ghost's strange feature, a face without any visible human expression or facial detail. Witnesses in many stories claim they first see what appears to be a normal person standing silently. However, when the figure slowly turns around, its face is completely blank. This unnatural appearance often shocks people more than violent ghosts. The absence of eyes, nose, and mouth creates a deeply unsettling feeling, as if the figure should not exist at all. Many Korean students share stories about encountering Dalgyal Guishin inside quiet school buildings late at night, especially near staircases, empty classrooms, or dimly lit hallways. The ghost is usually silent and motionless. It rarely chases anyone, yet the horrifying moment when someone notices the blank face is enough to send witnesses running in fear. Some versions of the legend say the ghost slowly approaches after revealing its face. Others claim it simply stands still, watching silently, despite having no eyes. The origin of Dalgyal Guishin is unclear. Some believe it represents forgotten spirits, while others say it symbolizes the fear of losing identity or becoming something inhuman. Because of its unusual appearance, Dalgyal Guishin has become one of the most disturbing figures in Korean horror stories, especially among students sharing ghost tales late at night. Today, Dalgyal Guishin remains a chilling symbol in Korean urban legend culture, reminding people that sometimes the most frightening thing is not violence, but the absence of humanity. Mulguishin. In Korean folklore, Mulguishin is the restless spirit of someone who drowned. These ghosts are believed to remain near water, wandering rivers, lakes, and coastlines long after death. The name Mulguishin literally means water ghost. The word Mul means water, while Guishin means spirit, describing a ghost forever bound to the place where it drowned. According to legends, Mulguishin often appear near deep rivers, lakes, or the ocean. They are said to drift silently above the water or slowly rise from beneath. Fishermen and travelers sometimes claim to hear faint splashing sounds or distant cries near empty shores, only to realize no living person is anywhere nearby. Some legends say Mulguishin tries to lure the living closer to the water. It may appear as a distant figure, silently standing where the dark water meets the shore. In certain stories, the ghost reaches from beneath the water, pulling victims downward. This chilling belief warns people to respect dangerous waters, especially during quiet nights. However, some tales portray Mulguishin as tragic rather than evil. These spirits represent those who died suddenly, leaving behind unfinished lives and memories lost beneath the water. Because of these legends, certain rivers and lakes in Korea are rumored to be haunted. Locals sometimes avoid swimming there after dark, fearing unseen spirits below the surface. Today, Mulguishin remains a haunting figure in Korean ghost stories, reminding people that sometimes the most haunting thing is not violence, but the absence of how they died.
In Korean folklore, the Gumiho is a mysterious creature said to live for centuries. Over time, it gains supernatural power and eventually transforms into a nine-tailed fox. According to legend, a Gumiho can shapeshift into a beautiful human woman. This disguise allows the creature to move among people while hiding its true and dangerous nature. Stories say the creature often appears as a charming young woman. With elegance and calm behavior, it slowly gains the trust of those who never suspect the truth. However, the Gumiho's true goal is far darker. In many legends, it hunts humans and consumes their hearts or livers to strengthen its power and extend its life. Witnesses in old stories often describe strange signs before the creature reveals itself. Shadows move unnaturally, animals become silent, and the air suddenly grows cold. In some versions of the legend, the Gumiho must consume a certain number of human hearts to become fully human. Until then, it remains trapped between two forms. Despite its terrifying nature, some modern stories portray the Gumiho differently. Certain tales describe it struggling between its predatory instincts and a desire to live peacefully among humans. Because of these legends, the Gumiho became one of the most famous supernatural creatures in Korean mythology, appearing in countless folk tales, dramas, and horror stories. Its image combines beauty and danger at the same time. The elegant woman people see may hide an ancient predator waiting patiently for the right moment. Even today, the legend of the Gumiho continues to fascinate audiences. It remains a powerful symbol of deception, transformation, and the thin line between beauty and horror. Dokkaebi. In Korean folklore, the Dokkaebi is a strange supernatural being known for mischief. Unlike traditional ghosts, it enjoys surprising humans with tricks, laughter, and unpredictable appearances. Dokkaebi are often described as playful spirits rather than purely evil creatures. They appear suddenly, laugh loudly, and disappear just as quickly, leaving confused humans wondering what truly happened. Many legends say Dokkaebi are born from everyday objects that gain spiritual energy. Old tools, household items, or forgotten belongings can transform into these mischievous supernatural beings. Unlike ghosts tied to sadness or death, Dokkaebi enjoy interacting with humans. They might challenge travelers to strange games, test their bravery, or simply create harmless chaos. One famous story describes Dokkaebi inviting people to wrestle. Surprisingly, those who remain brave and respectful sometimes receive rewards instead of punishment after the strange encounter. However, people who act greedy or dishonest may suffer from Dokkaebi tricks. The creature might steal belongings, hide objects, or lead travelers into confusing paths. Dokkaebi are often portrayed carrying magical clubs called bangmangi. With these enchanted objects, they can summon treasures, create illusions, or perform surprising supernatural tricks. Despite their frightening appearance, many Korean stories show Dokkaebi as humorous figures. Their strange behavior often teach moral lessons about honesty, courage, and humility. Because of these stories, the Dokkaebi became an iconic creature in Korean mythology. It represents chaos, curiosity, and the unpredictable nature of supernatural encounters. Today, the Dokkaebi remains a beloved figure in Korean culture. Appearing in folklore, dramas, and animation, it continues to symbolize both playful mischief and hidden supernatural power.
Jeoseung Bomb. In Korean folklore, the Jeoseung Bomb is a mysterious creature said to live deep within remote mountains and dense forests, rarely seen but often heard. Unlike many monsters that attack directly, Jeoseung Bomb is known for something far more unsettling. It can perfectly imitate human voices, calling victims into the darkness. Travelers in the mountains sometimes report hearing familiar voices calling their names. The voice may sound like a friend, family member, or someone they trust. However, when the person follows the voice deeper into the forest, the surroundings grow quieter. Eventually, they realize no one else is actually there. Some legends describe Jeoseung Bomb as a large white creature with glowing eyes and long fur. Its body blends easily with fog, making it almost impossible to notice. Because it hides within mist and shadows, witnesses rarely see the creature clearly. Most people only remember the chilling voice echoing through the mountains. Stories say the creature uses voices to lure victims closer before attacking. Those who follow the sound too far may disappear without leaving any trace.
Because of these stories, hikers are sometimes warned not to respond to voices heard in empty mountains, especially at night or during heavy fog. The legend of Jeongsunbam remains especially popular around mountainous regions in Korea, where thick forests and misty weather make the story feel disturbingly believable. Even today, the mysterious Jeongsunbam continues haunting Korean urban legends, reminding travelers that sometimes the most dangerous thing in the wilderness is a familiar voice. Jeoseung Saja. In Korean mythology, the Jeoseung Saja is a supernatural messenger who guides the souls of the dead from the human world to the afterlife. Unlike violent spirits, Jeoseung Saja does not harm the living without reason. Its duty is simple yet solemn, escorting the spirits of those whose time in the world has ended. Traditional stories often describe Jeoseung Saja wearing dark robes and a tall black hat. The figure moves quietly, appearing suddenly when someone's life reaches its final moment. In many tales, the spirit appears invisible to ordinary people. Only the dying person or those with spiritual sensitivity can see the silent visitor. After arriving, Jeoseung Saja calmly guides the soul away from the human world. The journey leads toward the spiritual realm where the dead face judgment for their lives. Some legends describe multiple Jeoseung Saja working together. They carry official scrolls listing names of those whose time has come to leave the living world. Despite their intimidating appearance, Jeoseung Saja are not considered evil. They represent balance, ensuring that the natural cycle between life and death continues properly. In Korean culture, these figures symbolize the moment when a soul must leave earthly attachments and begin the journey toward the afterlife. Because of their role, Jeoseung Saja frequently appear in Korean folklore, dramas, and stories that explore the mysterious boundary between life and death. Even today, the image of Jeoseung Saja remains powerful in Korean culture, reminding people that death is not an end, but a passage to another unseen world.